we are getting down to the end. Okay, so the next assignment looks like this. And I really wish you guys were here so that we could go over this, because once you figure it out, it's super easy, but I don't want you to get confused by it. It's called Graphing on the Coordinate Plane. It says Geometry 8 on it. And I'm going to try not to waste my time and your time by drawing out all of these. So this is totally different from what we've been working on with all these assignments. It kind of goes back to what we were doing at the very beginning of the year. You have, don't forget, on your number line, you have positive numbers and you have negative numbers. So that's what we're talking about here. On your paper, it shows 0, 2, 4, -2, -4, -6. Okay, so it says -3 on the vertical number line. So, oh, we have another number line. You have a horizontal number line and you have a vertical number line. So these are going to be positives. And then you have negatives. Okay, so number 3 on the vertical, this is vertical, it's a -3, so you're going to have to move down to the -3. That's going to be the truck or the dump truck. I'll go to the horizontal line. This time we want a +4, so you're going to move to the right of the 0. On the +4, you have the hot air balloon. Then it wants to know, where is the sailboat located at? Sailboat, it's on the horizontal, and it's -2. Motorcycle, where is it located at? It's on the vertical, +1 line. Helicopter, vertical, +5. Rocket, horizontal, -5. Coordinate plane extends the 2 number lines to include integers. They intersect at a point called the origin, so that's going to be your zeros. 0x, 0y. Label the different parts of the coordinate plane. So I've done that for you. Let me draw this really quick. So this time we're just smashing them together. Okay, this is still our horizontal line. These are going to be our positive numbers. This is still X. This is still Y. This is still X. This is still Y. So these are going to be positive numbers for X. These are positive Y numbers. Then Then you have negative x numbers, because this is your point of origin, that's 0. This is your y still. They're going to be negative. And if you look back up at the top, it's the same thing that was going on here. We have positive numbers going to the right, negative numbers to the left of 0. Positive numbers going up from 0, negative numbers going down from 0. Remember, this is our x. You always go over, then up. Remember our favorite football team? Over, then up. That tells me I'm supposed to be leaving school. Go over, then go up, because we're going to do our x coordinate, then our y coordinate every time. Over here, you're still going over, but sometimes you may have to go down. You may have to go over, but then you may have to come down to the y. X still works. It's still over, over and up, but we may have to go over and then come down, or go over and then come down. So it says if we have, let's number these. And I don't even know if I made the same amount on each one of them. So these are positive numbers. If I go up, these are positive numbers. If I go down, these are going to be negative numbers. If I go over, they're negative numbers. Positive numbers, negative numbers. So if I'm over here, my x coordinates are going to be positives. Or I can put a plus. If I'm over, so if I go 3 and I go up to 3 or up to 5, my y's are positive. So if I have 3 for my x, y is 5, I know to go over 3, up 5. If I'm over here, I'm going to go over, so my x is going to be a negative. Go over 3, so I'm going to have negative 3, go up to 5, now I have positive 5. So x's are negatives, y's are positives. If I go over here, go over to negative 6, my x is going to be negative, because that's the first number that you write down, comma. If I go down to 4, it's a negative, so my y's are also negative. If I choose to go over 6, my x is positive. If I go down 4, I have a negative. So my y's are going to be negative. And they call this plane 1 or quadrant. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. They're working in counterclockwise. So if you flip it over on the back and you find, it says, what is A? Remember, we write X first, comma, and then Y. So find your A. We do X's first, so you need to stay on this line, start at 0. X, or find A, we had to go over 4, so we're going to write negative 4. And then we went up to a 3. Up to a 3, that's a positive 3, that was A. So this is what you're going to write in the box. it wants you to find C. So what is your C? Find C. It's over here. So I have to go over first to 4. And then I'm going to go down to -2. Look at E. The E's crazy. E's not even on the line all the way. So to find E, I have to go over. So I know that's a negative because I have to do X first. Go over. It's in between 4 and 5. If it's in between 4 and 5, that's -4.5. Comma. Now I need my Y. It's in between 4 and 5. This time it's a positive. So -4.5, +4.5. On part 2, it's just the opposite. This time you have to plot the points by going with what they have for their numbers. Remember, this is 0. So if it says 0, it doesn't matter if it's 0 for X, 0 for Y. If I have X is 0, 2, I'm going to start at 0, and my Y says go to a +2. So that would be my spot. If it were the other way around, if I had 2, -2 and 0, I'm going to go over -2, and then I just stay at 0, so my point would be right there. I wouldn't move. All right, then it says on the bottom, 3, which points meet the condition where X is less than 1, so X is less than 1, and Y is greater than a -1. That's going to be A, G, and D, because A is less than a +1, so that means it's a -1. G is less than a +1, and so is D. It's everything over on this side. But it says it has to be, Y has to be greater than a -1. It has to be higher up than this. So it had to have been everything right here. All right, so you're going to work on that. Your paper looks like this, graphing on the coordinate plane, and it's called Geometry 8.